Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and consider subscribing right now. That would be awesome. Welcome back, guys. It's Friday night in Sacramento, California, March 20th, 2020, right in the middle of the, you know what. I hope everybody is being safe out there. I hope everybody is what they call here sheltering in place. And I hope everybody has their supplies that they need to stay quarantined for a certain amount of time. Who knows how long it's gonna be. Right now, I think we're 5 days in or so, 6 days in. And I have to say, guys, I've noticed a change in people's attitudes out and about, because people still have to go to work. People still have children to raise. People still have to go to the grocery store. People still have to eat. People still have to civilize in society and continue living life, even though we're experiencing these times that we are right now. So, unfortunately, I've just noticed people's hostilities raised, you know, and all you can do as one person is remain calm in your own mind and be positive to the people in the world that are refusing to be. If you can muster up the strength from inside you during this whole time to, you know, give some love out, talk to some people, tell people that everything's gonna be okay. It's a great time to worry. The media is doing a great job at making everybody in the world panic and things like that. So the least we can do is just give a little positivity out there. So, guys, let's talk about the friendliness and the attitudes of local Filipinos when you are visiting the country and how they respond to you. So, first of all, if you are, let's say, a non-brown skin colored person, so white, I guess, and even black, and if you just look different than a Filipino in the Philippines, you are going to get noticed. You are going to stand out like a sore thumb, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because somebody might be willing to help you if you need directions. Somebody might be willing to show you around. I just said that, but you basically, yeah, there are, I guess you can get taken advantage of if you get scammed in certain things, and you might get asked to pay a little more, saying like a taxi cab ride or things like that I've experienced. But for the most part, being a foreigner in the Philippines, you are basically going to experience the happy attitudes of the people and their friendliness and things like that. So I'll give you guys a quick example. If you need directions to a local gas station or a local eatery, or even, let's say, a tourist attraction in Manila, like the Greenbelt area, or something like Mall of Asia, which is a very popular mall right there in Manila, Philippines. So if you need to get directions to those locations and you don't have access to Wi-Fi or things like that, because the Wi-Fi can be intermittent overseas, all you have to do is simply ask a local, and they, I promise you, are going to be willing to give you the shirt off their back. Not in a literal sense, but they are going to be willing to help you out, give you the directions with a smile, and that right there is just very reassuring, knowing that you're not from this country. Let's say you're a visitor and things like that. So that is a very reassuring feeling, being amongst the Filipino people. And it doesn't just go for directions or things like that, or recommendations or things like that, but if you need a place to stay, if you need tips, obviously, guys, this can be found and researched online on the internet to where you don't really need to ask, but it's a reassuring feeling if you want some recommendations of some nice areas to live. You can conversate with a Filipino in English and express your desires to him or her. And I assure you that they will do their best to at least, if not give you advice, maybe put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. They're very receiving to foreigners, and there's something to be said about that as well. You got to do your best to try to not make yourself look bad, not ruin the reputation of foreigners, because unfortunately there is a bad reputation. A lot of foreigners have basically given a bad reputation due to the certain things they've done when they've been intoxicated, or just certain bad things like that, disrespectful things that unfortunately make Filipinos perceive us not as well. But for the most part, I would say 90% don't think like that. They're very open, helpful, willing, charming, happy, positive, all of those really good qualities you can find in a Filipino. They love to come together and socialize and talk and eat and just be friendly. And if there's something that you can do as a foreigner to help them, maybe that's in the form of, a cup of coffee or a small meal, don't hesitate to do something like that for somebody who's in need. Or if you see a person who's down and out at a 7-Eleven store like that, don't hesitate to grab them a bottle of water and a snack. I mean, something like that may only cost you $1 as a foreigner, or $2 to spare for a local Filipino who is struggling. You'll see a lot of poverty on the streets of the Philippines, and that's unfortunate. It's just a sign of some unfortunate things in their government and things that I won't go into, that hasn't allowed the people to continually rise and grow. But I assure you that it hasn't changed their attitudes. They're very accepting. What I can say in my experience is the Filipinos are more welcoming to foreigners than Thais are. And I know for a statistical fact that there are actually more Americans residing in the Philippines than there are in Thailand, for a few reasons, like immigration laws that allow you to stay in the Philippines for longer. And people love to conversate in English, at least Americans do, and it can be a little harder in Thailand and things like that. So I just wanted to reach out and give a quick bit talking about the generosity of the Filipino people, how kind they are, how warming they are to greet you with a smile. Maybe you'll get asked to give 100 pesos extra in a taxi cab ride. It's not worth it to haggle and start a big fuss over it. If he wants it, maybe ask him why, and then maybe give him it. If not, don't. But I wanted to give a brief message about the Filipinos, and thank you for all your support on the channel so far. You've helped it grow, and continue to like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys in the next video.